Hey, Cinemark fans, I'm Garen Flowers. If you could go back in time, would you? That's the question that director Edgar Wright poses for you in his psychological thriller, Last Night in Soho. I'm here with the lead actress, Thomasin McKenzie, whose character, Eloise, loves dreaming about the 60s. Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So break down for me your character. Why does Eloise why is she a big fan of the 60s and love dreaming about it?
Yeah, I think she just draws a lot of inspiration from the 60s in terms of the fashion back then and the colours and the cuts and shapes and everything. But also, her grandma kind of had introduced all of this 60s music to her, so there was a personal connection there as well, because it's her grandma who's raised her and her grandma who introduced this kind of world to her.
Can you break down for me how you came up with the concept for this movie?
Well, I guess the question you just asked was part of it, is that, I became obsessed with the 60s first with my parents' record collection. And then I would have these kind of time travel daydreams about going back to the 60s, which is a decade in which I never lived. I was born in the 70s. So I started to think about nostalgia itself. Why was I thinking so much about going back in time? Was it in fact a problem? Was my desire to sort of go back in time me failing to deal with the present day? So I guess this movie is sort of an answer for that, is the dangers about romanticizing the past and imagining that everything was great and nothing was bad.
So, I'm fascinated by some of the creative camera work that happened in Eloise's dreams. Was filming those scenes one of the harder parts, or if not, what was?
The film was really reliant on timing, on keeping the rhythm of the music that was playing in the background. I had to be very specific in where I was standing and the movements I was doing when I was giving my lines. Also the continuity, I would get after every take, I'd get 10 continuity notes on when I took a sip of that teacup, or when I, cut the fabric of the dress, or, it had to be very specific because they were cutting it so tightly in the edit.
I think the toughest things to shoot were just kind of location shots in London, because a large part of the film is in the real location in London, Soho, which is sort of the only 24/7 part of the city. So there's a sort of point, like with any big city, where it cannot be tamed. But we tried, and we shot modern day scenes and 60s scenes in the heart of London. So I think they were always the kind of the most ambitious kind of shots, because there was always a wild card element.
Last night, I saw something in my dreams. There was a girl.
And you are?
Sandy.
Well, the movie really touches on, really important storylines. What's one message that you think moviegoers will take away from it?
Be kind to yourself. I hope so. I think throughout from the very beginning, Ellie has set such high expectations for herself, and is putting a lot of pressure on herself because she wants to do her grandma proud. She wants to do her mum proud. I think just to be kind to yourself and to be present in the moment and.
The lesson of the movie, if there's a moral of the tale to take away, is that you cannot do anything to change the past. You can only deal with the present and moving forward. So that's something that I think about a lot, is that, that's a big part of, the idea of time travel, is going back and fixing something, or averting disaster. But it's impossible. All you can do is move forward.
Well, I'll finish off on a fun question for you. The film explores new and old fashion. So what's a fashion trend that you like now, and a fashion trend from the past that you like?
I've always been a huge Audrey Hepburn fan, and I really love all the clothing, all the costumes in Sabrina, especially that dress that she wears on the CD cover. It's like I can't remember who it's by, but it's it's got a huge skirt, and it's white or cream with red flowers, and it's quite fitting in the middle. I just thought it was so beautiful. Everything Audrey Hepburn wears is I love. I think at the moment, I am still trying to figure out my own style, to be honest. I'm not quite sure. I'm quite a tomboy. I like wearing jeans and I don't know, like bands, and just I don't really put that much effort into it, to be completely honest. Just anything that I'm comfortable in, really.
All right, everyone, follow Eloise's trying journey through time and fashion by watching Last Night in Soho at Cinemark Theaters. You can get your tickets at cinemark.com.
They're not just dreams.
Jack, I don't want to do this.
You think you can just walk away?
They really happened.
What did you see?